Hi, I'm Natalie, and this is my critical race theory narrative. So, to start off, after reading all of the sources from Module 2, it really did help me examine and understand my racial identity. And I think a big one that really helped me was the Helms stages of identity, which she has 6 different stages, and it really made me reflect on when I was going through each stage. So I kind of reflected and realized that I went through stages 1 through 3 during high school, and then that in college was when I really started to understand the effects of race. So then I went through stages 4 and 5, and now I would believe that I'm in stage 6, which is autonomy, and where you're really trying to become anti-racist and promote anti-racism for everyone. So something that informed my racial identity and development were my parents and my peers and, my extended family. A lot of what I was exposed to growing up was mainly white people, and a lot of the white people that I was involved with were racist. And the town I came to was very small, mostly whites too, so everyone around me was just, had these views, and sometimes felt like I should have these views, and I needed to think this way or that way. But when I came to undergrad, I went to a very diverse school, and it had a lot of classes that opened my eyes to institutionalized racism and, just racism in all aspects. And I, became more educated on these issues. So I've realized that I have become aware of my racial self at the end of high school when I started to question things, and then really understood what was going on and could be confident in my racial identity during the junior year of college. So next, to talk about institutionalized racism, like experiences and things, I really cannot say that I have experienced it or even witnessed it, and I believe it has a lot to do with my race and who I surround myself with, or am surrounded with. So I'm really starting to understand it more, like now, just because of everything that's going on and because I'm more aware that it happens. So things like the Black Lives Matter movement, or just, listening to people's stories and asking them questions that involve this aspect, and hearing how they experience racism in education, or they don't have access to healthcare, or they experience racial profiling from the police. But a big one that helps me understand is the media. But I'm also very careful as to what I view in the media and what I see as what is being told as truthful, and, things like that. So I don't think I've ever experienced racial institutional racism because I'm white. My family is white. My extended family is white, and to be honest, a lot of my friends are white, which I have been actively trying to, involve myself with other cultures and being more active in just different aspects of life than what I have been exposed to, because I really only have been exposed to mostly white culture. So being able to be exposed to different cultures has really educated me a lot too. So being white has kept me safe from institutional racism. So I really don't have experience with institutional racism, like I had said. So I'm going to discuss a stage of Erikson's development and how that stage is affected by institutional racism. And I chose to talk about adolescence. So when you're in adolescence, stage, you're 12 to 18 years old, and I believe that that is a big part of your life, and you find out who you are and what your purpose is that you believe, and things like that. You really start to understand like what you want to do in your lifetime. But a big one that also happens during that time, or the end of adolescence, is applying for colleges. And I think that during the time to apply to colleges, a lot of times people with racial diversity um, feel as if their race is going to get in the way of which college they can apply to or which college is going to accept them. And I feel as if that really lowers self confidence and makes people feel that they're not worthy of higher education, which needs to be changed. And so, in order to challenge the critical race theory, I found this article that says, so according to Ralph Hammond and Stephanie Bertelli's, inequality may persist not only because elites maintain it, but also because efforts to dismantle the underlying institutions are too superficial. So I believe that we need to promote change in higher up positions and advocate for diversity. Thank you.